Yo, welcome back, guys, to another podcast. If you haven't noticed yet, we're accompanied by two new guests. They're no, it's fine. That's a good thing you said that.
Sorry.
No, good thing because he had nothing coming after.
I had nothing. My brain just farted.
He was going to make something up.
Yeah. Please introduce yourselves.
It was cute for me to start.
It was very cute.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Edith.
And I'm Ricardo.
And together, they're Edith and Ricardo. They have two separate channels and a couples channel that we have linked in our description box, so you guys can go binge watch them if you haven't already. They are our friends from California. They are visiting us this weekend for spooky activities. So they're experiencing fall for the first time. Well, real fall.
Real fall.
Real fall.
No Target fall.
No.
Had you guys ever experienced a different fall than Cali's fall?
No.
Definitely not.
And what do you think so far?
It's amazing here.
It's so beautiful.
Breathtaking.
Really?
Breathtaking.
I'm glad to hear that.
All right, guys, be honest. What do you guys think about Colorado so far?
It's so beautiful. Honestly, it's so beautiful that I'm debating moving here.
Like 100%. 100%.
No way.
Like we already talked about this. Like I'm willing.
Honestly, it makes me happy to hear that because usually Cali people have like this weird sense of pride that like Cali's the best. Like you can't beat them. That Cali's the best.
Yeah. Like there's people that come and they're like, oh my God, there's like nothing here. I'm like, what?
You guys don't have an In-N-Out?
I love the nature, so just coming here and then I literally, as soon as I stepped foot, when the airport landed, I was like, this is like the movies. I love it.
Not even stepping foot here, just in the plane looking down, you can see all the trees and like everything's so different and nice here. It's just a different experience.
Pues yo estaba dormida, yo ni lo miré.
But I feel like it's also calming, no? Like
yes.
Coming from such a fast city, you get here like every single time we're outside, they're like, wow, like you can't hear anything.
It's so calm. Literally over there, we literally hear cars all night long, all
No
day
way.
long.
Tires screeching.
So do you think it's weird like when you're going to sleep and you don't hear anything?
Yes. Yes.
Super calming. Ricardo always puts like rain music in la noche to calm himself down. You haven't been putting it.
I haven't been putting it. It's just everything's so quiet and calm here. I just don't even need it anymore.
Oh my gosh, that's so good to hear. I feel like I love hearing that because it's very rare when people tell us like that they would leave their home state to move to Colorado.
Because they low-key like it, but they don't want to say it's not better than Cali.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because Cali means the world to them.
Yeah. So today we're gonna have them spill the beans, guys. You're gonna hear another side of Edith and Ricardo that you've never seen. We also asked you guys to ask us on Instagram questions that you've been dying to ask them. We did go a little bit more on the juicy side because if you don't know, they just recently got married and they're recently living living together. So we wanna, sacarle la sopa, preguntarles cómo se sienten now that you guys are living together and are together 24/7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you guys excited or what?
Yes.
Super.
Good soup.
Hit us.
Okay, let's.
First of all, how long have you guys been
Oh,
living
yeah, go ahead.
together?
Living together like about 4 months.
Déjame hacer la cuenta. 5 months.
5 months?
It's been officially 5 months. What's the date today? 24. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say has it progressively gotten harder or easier?
Easier. Definitely.
Yeah, easier, especially because we moved in together. Like, we got married and moved in literally the day after. So it was really hard coming home from getting married and then having to move and then settle in and all that stuff.
So you got married and then... So before moving in, you had no sense of what it was living with them?
No.
I had no idea.
No idea.
And were you nervous? Like, you're like, well, what if I love Ricardo so much, but he does this and this and I don't like it?
Well, personally, I feel like we had been together for so long and we did so many things together by that point that I felt like I knew him enough.
Mm-hmm.
You like literally were at my house before we got married. He was at my house literally like
almost 24/7.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It would just be like me working or me sleeping and that's it. All the rest throughout the day, like I'll be there in the mornings, eating. I'll probably be there, but basically,
I would cook dinner for him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you guys you were always together, just not living together.
Yeah. Literally just like sleeping.
Just a sleeping,
bed.
basically.
So
Is that was it?
Okay.
And the thing is, like, I lived down the street, so it made it like
what?
I
You
would
live
walk.
close?
Yes, I would like walk there. It would be like a minute walk, and I'll be
That's
there.
awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's
so
how. Well, actually, I wasn't even supposed to go to the same high school as him because he didn't live there when.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of complicated, but
Yeah.
the point is that he lived there. I didn't know until middle school.
Yeah.
Wow. So you guys met in middle school?
Yes.
In middle school?
Oh
Middle
my
school.
God.
Yeah.
And you guys didn't like each other?
Well, we had a class in 7th grade together.
One class.
Two. It was like one that was like 2 hours long.
So would you have ever thought like that you would marry this middle school boy that you had one class with?
Like at first sight, I don't think so.
No.
There's actually a kid. Sorry, there was actually a kid in that same class that I liked.
Dun dun dun.
So you didn't even see Ricardo.
Yeah, I was just like in
She
the
was
shadows.
too busy. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Like you have your future husband and you don't know it.
Yeah,
Isn't that weird, babe?
But even though, like, even with Jonathan too, because so back then I lived in a street and then he lived 2 streets behind me, but we didn't go to the same school because he went to a private school.
Yeah.
So I never met him. But it's like, it's crazy that we lived so close together. Like I was going to marry this guy.
Also, she lived in front of my like best friend. She was a girl. At that time, she was like a really close friend. So I would always be over at her house, and all her cousins were my friends. Yeah. So I would always be at that house right in front of hers.
What?
But I never saw her. Like she never like came outside or stepped outside.
Never,
or
like,
anything.
yeah.
And we did quinceañera practice right outside that my friend's house.
What?
For like what? Like how long is quinceañera practice? For like 2 months before the quinceañera. And I never saw her.
I think there was one time where I saw you guys. Like I was getting home and I just saw a bunch of kids sitting on the sidewalk.
You just
but
like
it was
glanced.
I was just looking. I was like, okay, whatever. So I just went inside, you know.
Yeah.
But never did I see him.
Damn.
And we went to the same church too.
It's just crazy how things
Literally
work.
such a-
Yeah.
So
it's
that
like-
makes
Crazy
you,
how
for
things
you
work.
guys listening out there, maybe you have already seen your future.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Isn't that
You
weird?
just don't know it.
That's
It's
so
it's
weird.
crazy.
Like give that cringy weird kid a chance. You never know.
Don't
Maybe
leave him
he's the
stuck in the
one.
shadows.
it's crazy.
All right, to start off, guys, what would you say is your biggest pet peeve of each other?
Do you want to start, baby? Because
Nah.
I already know mine.
Now you can go first.
You don't know yours?
No,
Okay. My biggest pet peeve. Do you know it?
I don't know it.
Are you sure?
Probably when you say, I'm be like, wow, like
My biggest
yeah.
pet peeve is that Ricardo takes a really long time in the restroom. Really long time. And to me, it's weird because, like, I go into the restroom and it's, like, in and out. Like, and I don't understand in my head, like, I can't comprehend why somebody takes so long. And I always ask him, like, babe, like, do you really need that much time? And he's like, yeah, babe, like, I need it. And
What's the average time?
Don't cap. You be saying
Okay,
like
look,
2 hours, 3 hours. Don't cap.
It has gotten a little bit better. But before, it was, like, 30 to 40 minutes.
What would you say was the long that you were like, holy shit, like what's going on? I'm about to like open it to see if he fell
No,
or
actually,
something.
one time he went into the restroom and he was like, oh, babe, I'll be back or whatever. I don't remember what we were doing, but I fell asleep because he never came out.
Oh, that time I was taking my dookie and I got in the shower. So I think just both of them combined made it really long.
But yeah, I fell asleep and then I don't remember when he came out or anything.
Oh my
So I don't know
gosh.
how long it was.
It's his alone time or what?
My alone time, my space.
No, and then
my,
I told him something. I was like, babe, is it your phone? And he's like, no, I swear it's not my phone. Like, I'll like leave my phone right here and he still takes long.
Oh, really? So you can leave your phone outside of the bathroom
I
and you'll
think it's
still
just-
take long?
Yeah, I think it's just my stomach problem.
So what
like,
do you just like sit there? You're like,
You read the instructions on the
Yeah.
shampoo.
No, you
Yeah,
should,
I do. I read the
use
ingredients.
your phone though, right?
Yeah, I do use my phone. Definitely. I check like all the social medias I have. Like,
But it's a universal guy thing. I always
Yeah.
see
I think
jokes
so.
on TikTok
Yeah.
about like my husband coming home.
Yeah, my dad does that too. When
yeah. So
I didn't know it was a universal dad thing, and then my mom, I remember, used to always be like, "Why are you always like in the restroom for so long?" And I was
yeah.
like, my dad's weird. And then when Ricardo started doing, I was like, what the heck? Does everybody do this? And then Jonathan, this time, I was like, oh my gosh, every guy does this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember my mom, like, if my dad was going to say I have to go to the bathroom, she'd get so mad. Like, she's like, oh, especially if we were about to leave somewhere.
yeah.
And I was like, what? Like, that's crazy. And then now he says he wakes up in the morning. He's like, wait, I have to go to the bathroom first. I'm like, fudge. Like, I'm going to have to wait for 45 minutes here.
Yes, that's
Yeah, I
exactly how
try
it
to use the restroom before we go anywhere. Like, if I know we have to go somewhere within like an hour or two, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to use the restroom now, so I don't have to go later. So I try to be like good about it and like don't do it at a certain time that I have to.
Babe, you're lucky you never met me in my getting naked stage.
What?
Oh, yeah. Tell them that.
You guys never had that?
All those like
Up until like I was... Fuck, this is embarrassing.
now you
No,
are,
no,
you
no, you
yeah,
already
you gotta say it
started.
now. You
Fuck,
gotta
up
say it
until
now.
I was like... Fuck, I want to say like a junior or sophomore.
Oh, my
Nah,
God.
nah,
You would've
yeah,
get
yeah.
it every
Wait,
time.
naked out when?
When
So up until junior, sophomore year, I never used a public bathroom in my life.
okay,
Like I would hold it, and I think that's where my stomach problems came from.
Mhm.
No gas station, no public.
Yeah,
Home
same.
was the only place I would ever poop. And then so at home, I would always have to get naked. Like
Fully naked.
I would keep my socks on
Oh.
because my feet would get cold.
yeah, you gotta keep the
but
toes
I
warm.
could not poop with my clothes on.
Why?
Because it just didn't feel good, and it would come to the point where I could not have a good poop if I didn't.
I think it was only like when I had like those hardcore like meals, like those big meals. Like, probably tonight I'm gonna need one after that burrito that I ate today. I'm probably gonna have one of those.
You're
but
probably
like,
gonna get naked.
yes, probably.
Or like, you know, where you like now it's like I know what you say. It's, you know, it's gonna get intense. I have to take my shirt off. Maybe.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
But
sometimes I have walked in the restroom, babe, and you literally don't have like pants on.
Yeah,
Like,
I'll be like,
where'd your pants go?
I'll be sweating like drips going down my face. Like it was an intense. I was fighting in there.
Yeah.
But there's just times, or like when I go out in public and I just hold them. I'm like, no, I could just wait till I get home. And like I'll be driving. There's this one time, I don't know if you remember, babe. We're going down our street and I was sweating. I shit you not, I almost shit myself. In the car for the very first, and this was not too long ago. This was like 2 months ago. And like I sprinted to the restroom, and it just like.
Okay, babe. I don't know if we need the details.
I'm sorry,
to be honest.
but like.
Dude, those are the worst. Where you're legit. You're like, I'm a 23-year-old man. I'm almost gonna shit my pants.
Yes.
Like those are the worst.
That's
are the
a
worst.
problem.
But that getting naked thing for me was like, have you ever seen those jokes like? Have you ever gone to a friend's house and they do something weird, but to them it's not weird until you tell them it's weird?
Yeah.
For me, like getting naked, I didn't think about it until obviously like I met her and like, you know, and I was like, oh shit, not everyone just gets naked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Babe,
I mean,
you have definitely done this.
yeah, I'm telling you, like it's only when like I'm sweating and like it's those stomach pains where I'm like crouching down like this. I'm like rocking back and forth trying to like it's just those painful. Like I do this for a little bit and I'm like, nope, I gotta take the shirt off.
Yeah.
And I do it again for a little bit. It doesn't work. All right, jeans off.
Yeah.
Socks off, and then it's just over.
Because
from there.
jeans sometimes you can't stretch.
Yeah, you can't stretch. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my
ever since I got the
gosh.
pooper squatter that I've been telling you about,
Yeah.
I cannot wear like shorts or jeans under.
Really?
I take it off completely and I'm just
Yeah.
up there taking my deuce.
Dang, that's
We need to get a
so
pooper
funny.
squad.
It's funny how like so many guys have like poop problems, you know, because
Yeah.
like you said, I can go in and poop in 2 minutes and I'm out.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, how
You don't enjoy that.
enjoy what?
Like, you don't enjoy pooping?
What?
Like
no.
it's an amazing thing that's
Yeah.
like
It's an
it's like
experience for you guys.
yes, it's like a big release coming out of your
No
body.
wonder girls always get happy when they're like, "Oh yeah, I did 2 little pieces," right?
What? are
Like
you talking
on
about?
movies, they're like, "Oh yeah, like
No
like
one's
white
ever
chicks?
said that in movies.
white
babe.
chicks."
What?
Doesn't she poop like 2 little peanuts and she's like so proud of herself? The model.
Or would
Never
you
mind.
guys say with that in and out, would you guys poop the same amount as guys would within
Yes.
that time?
Yes.
Well, like my thing is like, how much do you poop? Do you just like push until you feel like you're empty or what?
I feel like up until my stomach doesn't hurt no more.
Yeah.
What?
Oh my gosh, that's what you say,
Mm-hmm.
babe.
'Cause
And I don't understand
It's
this.
because if I use the restroom and I still feel stomach pain, there's no point of me going out
Getting
to just
up.
come back in
Yeah,
again
and
within
feeling
like
like
15
shit.
minutes.
you guys are literal twins.
That's why you guys say we take forever, but say it's like we're pooping for 10 minutes, right?
Mhm.
The stomach pain kind of is still there. We're like, I don't want to get up, and then you being like, you're gonna go back to the bathroom. I'd rather
Yep.
just stay there
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
and let the
gosh.
next wave of pain come,
Yeah.
and then take care of it right there.
I just have
What
2. I got the morning one and night one, and that's it.
Because imagine
have
if
no
I
in
got
between.
up every time I pooped, I would at least make 4 trips in 1 hour, and you'd be like, "What are you doing in the bathroom? Like, who are you talking
Yeah.
to? You know?
Why?
So
Like, why are you going into the bathroom so much?
Damn.
I'd rather just give it over in
Like
that hour."
Like last night, I had to use the restroom twice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, to check. And she told me, "Why you take so long?" I'm like, "My stomach is hurting. I don't know what it is." And then like I scratched her head for a little bit, and I'm like, "I gotta go again." She's like,
Wait, you went?
"Yeah, I had to go again." Oh, I think you fell asleep.
I literally don't remember when you came back.
Yeah, I used the restroom. I was like, I almost got to that naked stage.
Damn. That's so freaking funny. I can't. Sorry, guys. We literally just took 10 minutes talking about shit.
But anyways, Ricardo, your pet peeve?
I don't think it's a pet peeve now, but it was a lot back when I started driving. Is
Scared.
when
Oh.
she would freak out so much while I'm driving. And like you got a little bit of a glance of it, like when you're driving.
When
like,
she's holding
Yeah, she's like, holding, no, but no, you have
she's
no
like-
idea. No, you have no idea. Back
You
then,
would
it
get
was
so mad when I would
worse
do that.
because,
Yeah.
like, I'll be getting into a tight spot and she'll be like scream like,
And then
babe, stop, babe, and it just like it makes me so much more nervous,
Uh-huh.
and it just like makes the situation more like bad, and it just like. I mean, she got used to my driving, so
little bit, yeah.
thankfully, like she's not as bad, but she still has those like grabbing the seat like tight, and I just laugh now.
I don't
At
feel
this
like I
point.
do it as much anymore, but like
Definitely
it
not.
reminded me like this time when we were like driving with Jonathan, I was like, oh my gosh, I was this bad with Ricardo before.
Yeah,
I get
and like
so
there's
anxious.
like there's time like that one time where she said, and he hesitated. So it's like that little hesitation could like do something.
So mad when I would do the because he'd be like, "What happened?" And then
like I'll get scared, but I'll break, and then like I'll let go, and then I just don't know what to do anymore. So that was like I would say that was like my biggest pet peeve with Edith, but she already calmed down with it. So
I don't do it as much, but I still do it.
She I don't. Yeah.
Oh heck no.
That's you.
Thank you. Oh, that's so freaking funny.
But yeah, that was a quick answer.
Instead of a
10-minute poop.
10-minute poop.
No, but like going back to that, you should definitely get the pooper squad.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
you know what? We're going tomorrow. Before I leave, I want to see like your reaction of. Like,
but you say you got it at Ross?
Yes,
but Ross is so random.
You
with
can
their
get them
items.
anywhere though.
You can probably get.
Yeah,
it
you
on
can probably.
Amazon.
Like,
yeah.
we'll search it up before we
Target.
go somewhere, and like we have to. I need to get your reaction on how you feel after that. I need to see if you need.
Or if you do happen to leave, then I'll just record myself, and then send you.
No, we'll have to FaceTime.
Let's go. So you guys have been together for 6 years?
Yes.
So what would you say was like the deciding factor? Like we gotta get married. Like did you guys talk about it a lot, or did you one day you're like we're gonna get married? You bought the ring and proposed, or what?
It wasn't that. We just wanted to move in, and her parents were the type of parents to be like, you guys have to be married in order to move in. So we were like in the stage where like we're already ready enough to move in to get married already. So we're just like, okay, we're ready to move in, so we're gonna get married just so we could have that same respect towards her parents and not like be like any type of disrespectful or like break any of their rules type of stuff.
For me, like I grew up with that mindset. Like my parents always like instilled it in my head, like, oh, like the right thing to do is like to first like get married and then like move in with your partner. And so then for me, it wasn't even like I already knew I was gonna do that. It wasn't like, and for me, thankfully, I was okay with that. Like if I wasn't okay with that, maybe that would have been like hard for my parents. But thankfully, I was okay with it. So at some point, we like just talked about it and we're like, yeah, like we're ready to get married.
Yeah, like why not?
And also move in together.
Why wait?
So,
yeah,
why wait?
So a follow-up question to that is, say your parents weren't like that, do you think you would have moved in before getting married?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know. Like I wanted to wait so we could get like something like nicer and bigger. But like obviously like we wanted to move in so fast. So it was just it was honestly perfect though. How it came out, like it was so perfect because we have our own little spot and like we're comfortable there. But I felt like personally I would have waited like at least 2 more years to like have like our own like a bigger spot. But I'm honestly like so perfect right now. So like it would have been a best thing either or.
Yeah.
But I think it's good what you guys did because, like you say, I feel like when you do get that bigger spot, you're gonna appreciate more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like we're gonna grow together.
Like when we first moved out, we had a little apartment, so now it's like, oh, like, you know, now we have a house, and then they'll get bigger and bigger. So you kind of appreciate, like, you know.
Yeah, but we think about it now. We're like, wow, we're so cozy in there, and like it was good memories, you know. So it's like you're never gonna have those memories if you wait and get your like dream place.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's
You're gonna go through it.
So what would you guys say is one of the biggest things that changed now that you're married and living together, aside from when you guys were just dating?
What do you think, babe?
You go first.
Has changed a lot?
Honestly, like how we told you before, it really didn't change much just because it was the only thing that we just didn't sleep together.
I do feel like now that we're married and because we spend like literally every second, especially now that Ricardo doesn't work, because he doesn't work, like we literally spend every single moment of our lives together. I feel like I always said like, oh, I already know Ricardo like every single thing about him, and every single day I'm like, oh, like I learned something new about him. So definitely there has been things I was like, oh, I didn't know this about you. Like the whole maze thing, he never told me that he's scared of things this bad. And so I definitely think that's one of the things that has changed.
Yeah, you do learn new things every day, no matter what. About each partner. I don't know if it's like you guys. I don't know if you think. Yeah, it's just a thing where you're gonna find something new every day.
Yeah, because I feel like when you're with them together 24/7, like you don't notice until you're with them, and you're like, oh shit, I never noticed that you did that. But then he'll be like, I've been doing this since I was little, and I was like, what?
Like, what's the other thing? Maybe like literally like a week ago, he was brushing his teeth, and I was like, babe, why don't you open your mouth when you brush your teeth?
I brush my teeth with my mouth closed, and she was so like,
why
are you doing that? And I'm all like, that's just how I brush my teeth. And it just
little things like that is the only thing that I feel like.
So you think nothing drastic has happened, like?
Do you think?
I don't think nothing like drastically, like a big huge thing.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That's really good because I feel like there's a lot of people that get married, move in, and they're like, oh shit, like I didn't know you were like this.
Yeah,
you know,
like they keep their own little secrets until they move in.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
Yeah, no, we within like those times before we got married and moved in, we had a lot of time to like get to know each other and really know each other to be able to like not be surprised with anything. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really good. Yeah.
Did you guys ever get the classic? You're too young to get married. Like
A
why?
lot.
Like you still have years to live.
A lot.
Like
By everyone, literally, except for like my parents. Everybody else, like especially like close family, like aunts, uncles. Like,
oh yeah.
people like que piensan que they have a say in. Oh, sorry. Do you understand it?
Oh my god, I'm getting like a cough attack.
Like aunts and uncles that like think that they have a say over your life, or like even like people that are our own age, or like I like te estás amarrando, like you're not gonna be able to go out anymore, or all these things. But I always like, and he was like honestly on the same page with me as well. Like everything that we had done before we got married, we still do now. Like to me, it was like married is literally just like a piece of paper. Or, like, if you get married through the church, like, you know, it's your religion or whatever. But other than that, nothing else really changes, especially if you guys are both, like, on the same page with everything before and after your marriage. So that's where I was at. And so when anybody would tell me anything, I'd be like, well, maybe to you, marriage is different. Maybe to you, it's like, oh, I can't go out anymore. But to us, it wasn't like that. So we didn't really know where people were coming from. But I mean, at some point, I was like, like, people, like, why do they talk? But then after, I was like, just let them talk, whatever. Like, they don't know how we really are.
Yeah, I just feel like every couple is different. Like how she was saying, like you're not gonna be able to go out. But since me and Edith are so close, like we could do anything together. So whether she wants to go out, I'll be with her. I don't think she would mind. And if I want to go out somewhere, like she wouldn't mind. So I'm happy, and that's basically all that matters. If she's happy, I'm happy. If I'm happy, she's happy. So at the end of the day, we're both happy, and it's just what we wanted to do.
So my next question is, ever since you quit your like basic 9-to-5 job, you know, as they like to call them, do you guys think your relationship has gotten stronger, or has it gotten like damaged a little bit?
I wouldn't consider it damaged. And I feel like we did get close within that time because it's like 8 hours like gone throughout the day that we are together now. And I just feel like since we're like together, we do, once again, like we're literally 24/7 now, like officially, now that I'm not that job. So, and I'm happy, like I get to wake up not worrying about like, okay, I have to go to work, then I have to do this, and then I have to come back. But now, like, we do everything together. Like, we could clean the house together. We could cook together.
Or, like, what we've been doing recently is I'll edit and he cleans.
Like she'll edit, or, like, it'll be, like, the opposite as well. Like, if I have to edit, like, I'll edit, she'll clean. So, it's so perfect that...
Yeah. And before también, when we first got married, I felt like I didn't really see him that much because he had like I had told you guys, he has the... What time did you start working?
I started at 2.
2.
And I got off, like, at 9.
Okay, he would get off at like 10. You would get home 10 or 11, dependiendo, right? And so he would get home late. We would eat and then go to sleep. But by the time we fell asleep, it was like midnight. So we wouldn't wake up till late.
Like 11,
and so
12.
when we woke up, like ya nomás teníamos like maybe 2 hours to spend together. And
then I'll just leave again.
Work. Yeah. So I feel like until now, we finally like see like each other all the time. And it's like we're actually married. Porque antes it was like, well, I see him like 2 hours a day.
So let me ask you this. Ever since he quit his job and since you guys are 24/7 together now, do you think there's more like little arguments, or do you guys like disagree on more things, or do you think it's the same?
Like shit that you wouldn't have never happened because you would have been at work, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's more things we can bicker about. But thankfully, I don't think we've had like a big,
not a major fight.
Argument.
We just have those little like kid fights, like, why didn't you put the toilet seat down? Like, there's one time where she fell in the seat. She fell and then also letting you know with the pooper squatter, make sure you push it in. Yes. I sometimes leave it out and she's like, why do you leave it out? I'm gonna trip and fall. So just those little kid like.
Because en la noche me levanto and then he likes to pull it out. And so then when I go in, like, you stay like medio dormida, and then I go over it just so I don't push it in, because there's like a little thingy that it doesn't let me push it in. I can't just push it in. I have to like levantarla, and it grosses me out to pick it up. So I always tell him like, babe, can you please push it in? And he, most of the time he doesn't. And so then I'm like, I literally told you like a month ago, I was like, babe, if you don't start pushing it in, I'm gonna throw it away. So like things like that, like but like a big argument.
No, we haven't had any of those.
That's good. Yeah, I feel like that's what we saw that happen. That he was home now because he would go in like at 6.
Yeah.
Get off till like 7-8 p.m.
And then just a dormir and wake up early in the morning again.
And now it's like we're together 24/7, so it's a little bit easier to get irritated.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Say it with your chest.
So you guys have been like doing this for a lot longer, so there's probably gonna
Yeah,
be
maybe down the
like,
road, like there's gonna be something.
It's only been like not too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but 2 hours. I had a really good question. I forgot. It was based on when you said 2 hours of seeing each other. I don't know. I'll come back to me. Okay. But yeah, 2 hours down.
Yeah, it's fast because I'll get home late. How she said midnight. We'll probably go to sleep midnight, 1 o'clock. Wake up to like 11, 12, 1 by like 1:15. I gotta be out.
And you had to leave like an hour earlier.
Out because my job was like half an hour to like 45 minutes depending on traffic. Yeah, so it was like we only had like not even 2 hours. At times it'll be like an hour and a half, and it's just I gotta go. But it's
and
crazy.
then also like sometimes he had to edit videos or whatever. Like, when he worked, he still edited our videos. And so
I would stay up to like 3, 4 in the morning and still try to wake up at like 11, 12 and still go to work. So,
So what would you say was like when you took the decision that's like, okay, like I can stay home? Cause what was it? Cause Jonathan, I remember I begged him for like 6 months and he was like, no, like I'm not gonna quit. And then like by the 7th month,
I think it was like, longer than that, babe.
No, it was in January and you quit.
Like beginning of COVID, you kind of wanted me to.
No.
Like when I got fired from.
But in January, babe.
Yeah, January all the way to October.
Yeah, 10 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took him 10 months to like fully quit his job. So it's like, what do you think was your deciding factor?
I think it was just so perfect of like how kind of YouTube was going at the time and the way my work was going. My work was going really, really slow at the time because where I used to work, they paid pretty good there, but like it's not a like a stable like a for sure money. Is like because I used to work in pallets, so it would depend on how much pallets I would make a night. So if I would make like 100 pallets, that's only like a little bit of money. But if I would make like 30 stacks of pallets, then that's like a good amount of money. So at the time, I wasn't even making the money I used to make.
So was making like nothing.
I was basically making, so it was not even worth me working there anymore. So we just took the leap and just be like, okay, we're just gonna try this out, and if it works out, and if not, then if anything worst comes to worst, I could just go back.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
That's exactly what I told him too. I was like, your job is always going to be there.
Yeah,
like it's never gonna go away. But it's like this opportunity isn't always gonna be here. So it's better to take advantage now and then.
Yeah, that's literally
exactly what happened.
What we thought.
It was just like so perfect timing though, with my work going slow and YouTube was going good for us. So
and then also like I've always believed like everything happens for a reason. So then I was like, well, if like you leave your job and then you have to go back, then it was meant to be that way. And if you don't go back, then it was also meant to be that way. So I was like, whatever happens and it's meant to be.
Okay, that's nice. So now that you guys are like basically you work together now, so you're business partners, do you guys find that you share your finances, or do you guys still have like separate bank accounts and like nothing is combined, or how do you guys go about that?
Well, we've always had our separate accounts, but when we started YouTube, we had our combined account, and that's where like all of our money for our couples channel has always been. Okay. We've never even touched that money. It's always been like it's still in that account, and then now, well, we've been using my income for like everything basically.
Okay.
But I think like we've agreed that if he ever needs any money like other than the money I'm making, he can use the money that we have in our couples channel. But you still have your account, and then he also makes money from his channel as well. Yeah, so that's how we've been going about that.
That's good. Yeah. Okay. I feel like that's a common answer between a lot of couples. They have their own and then they share one. Yeah.
Okay, we'll start off like a little bit like, because that did like really intrigue me that you guys like knew each other before you even knew you were gonna marry, you know, like the 7th grade.
Yeah.
So when was your guys' like first kiss?
Wow. Really, babe?
Like I want to know when they started dating, you know, like when was that?
It's honestly not gonna be. Do you think it's gonna be a great answer, babe? Our first kiss?
Like who initiated it?
Okay, babe. Do you want to see the story though?
Okay, look, I'm gonna say it and then like.
Wait, what? No, because what we would do, how it even happened.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it like a long story short, or I'm gonna try to like do the details. But if I miss anything, she could speak in. Okay. So basically, her parents didn't know that we were together. Her dad.
We were about 14.
We were 14 at the time. We were 14 at the time, and her parents didn't know. And that's how I told you guys I lived like a minute down the street. So during the summer, like I would like kind of walk and go around the corner and wait for her there, and she'll be like, I'm gonna go walk like around the corner, like just to walk.
When my parents were working. Were working. Yeah.
So we would meet up at a corner and we'd just like walk around our block like a couple times. Yeah. So that'd be like our like only time together at the time because their parents didn't know. So like we would walk and eventually we went.
But it only happened like twice, no?
What?
Before that?
Twice.
Or how many times do you think it happened before the actual thing actually happened?
I don't remember.
We didn't do it long. But I remember like my friend was always like, oh, like, did you kiss him already? Did you kiss him already? Like, no, like, I'm not going to kiss him until like a long time. Because we had just started dating. What happened was that he asked me out on the last day of middle school.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to see each other anymore because my parents weren't gonna let me go out. So like literally like a weekend we're like, oh, I can't, like, I need to see you, you know, like you're freaking middle schoolers. And so then we went out one time and then my friend was like, oh, like, did you kiss him? And I was like, no, like we just started like dating, like I'm gonna wait like a year, like.
And I think she did tell me
yes,
that. Yes,
I told you, but
yeah,
and that's the reason why I feel like also he didn't want to initiate it because I had already told him.
Yeah,
like,
she's like, I'm not gonna be kissing you now. Like I'm gonna wait.
I had told him.
He's like, damn it.
Fuck. Yeah. I'm gonna wait for the key.
And so then one of the times, which was like maybe the second time we had, like, que me había salido de mi casa, he was dropping me off. It was like around the corner of my house. He was dropping me off, and then I had to tie my shoe. And so then I go down to tie my shoe. Cuando me levanto, like he's right here, like he's right in front of me. And I looked at him, and I feel like we kind of both went in.
I think we both went in, but it wasn't just a kiss. Like it wasn't a kiss. We made out. And the thing is, I was low key kind of like I don't think I've ever told you, but I was like scared because like what if her parents just like drove through, because like where we were at in the corner, like they could drive through there to get to the house. So I'm like, if they like pass by right now, like we're fucked.
No, Natalie caught us one time.
Yeah, that chismosa.
And she didn't know. Natalie was like, well, if I was 14, she was like 12 or 11, and she was like a snitch, and I hadn't told her anything.
Yeah, you know those snitching ages.
She was gonna snitch on me. And so then one time we were right there, that exact same spot where we had our makeout session. And she was, what were you giving me?
I don't even remember.
You were giving me, you know what you were giving me? One of those like $2 bills in a heart.
Oh, yeah.
He was giving it to me. And then he was like, oh, because he had told me like, oh, I need to give you something, but really quick, like we won't walk or anything. I was like, okay. So then I'll go. But Natalie was like, it was not that, like my parents had gone to go hiking, and I was like, okay, I don't have a lot of time. Let me just go real quick. And so then somehow she noticed that like I was. She left. Yeah. So she went to go look for me.
And I remember her seeing like going down the drive-through. I'm like, who's that? Like I know she had a sister, but I know how she looked like. So I kind of glanced.
He had vision to like where my house is at, or where my house was at, and he was like, "Is that your sister? Is that your sister? Is that your sister?"
I freaked out.
We were making out.
I can imagine.
Oh damn! You guys were making out.
Yeah, and I turned around. And I was like, and then I like pretended like I didn't know him, and then I literally walked. I didn't say bye to him or anything.
Yeah, she just turned back and left, and I instead of going the way I go home, I went the opposite way, because the opposite way was like you couldn't see because there's houses. So I went the opposite way, and I'm like, what do I do? Like I don't know whether to go the other side, whether to go back, whether to wait for them, and I just literally I don't think again I told you, but I went around a different block that I didn't even know. So I had to go around a different block, go down an alley, and then like make my way home. So instead of a minute walk it turned into like an 8-minute walk. Yeah, so I was so like,
I was so nervous to meet like Natalie.
Did Nat snitch?
She didn't, but I had told her, I was like, oh, like she asked me who's that, and I was like, oh, he's this guy from school, like
we're doing a project.
No, I told her I was like, oh, he just was walking by, and I said hi to him because like I hadn't seen him or whatever, and she like believed me, but like right when we started school again, she like remembered that, and se le metió en la cabeza that like she had seen me with the guy, so she was like out to get me for FBI.
She was an FBI agent.
Yeah, she was an FBI agent, and eventually figured it out and confronted me about it. And I was like, no. And she was like, yeah, like I have the proof. Like my friend told me, I have a picture of you guys.
Oh.
Yeah. What happened?
That went into investigation back then.
But like she didn't snitch on me that time.
Yeah.
Damn. So since your parents were super strict, you guys basically, when did you start hanging out? Like you could go over to her house or stuff like that.
The first time ever was Nelly, her other little sister's communion party.
Oh, and how far into the relationship was it?
I was 7. I was almost 18.
Oh damn! Yeah. So you guys dated for like almost 4 years before.
Before her dad found out. Yeah. Like we kept it like with nothing like for 4 years, and then like before that party, Edith like grabbed her dad and like been like, I have a boyfriend and I want him to come over for the party.
I told him like in November, and Ellie's party was in March.
Yeah.
So
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So that's the first time you went up to him and shook his hand, like I'm her brother.
Nelly's,
yeah,
yes.
first communion.
Mm-hmm.
So those 4 years, you guys want to hang out? Like you would just talk and
Just
see
school.
each other at school?
Yeah. And then here and there, my mom would let me go like to
the movies because she knew after like the first year and a half or like the first year. Yeah. So
my mom figured it out at some point, and she was like, "Okay, like I'll cover for you," but tampoco she didn't let me go out that much because she didn't want my dad to find out.
Right. To make it obvious, yeah.
Right. It was just a little wiggle room.
So here and there we would go out, like, you know, to movies, to eat, like really fast, bowling and stuff like that. Yeah. But like not like hanging out like the whole day.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And when he started driving, like was he allowed to pick you up at your house, or did you have to like meet him up somewhere? Really?
Because like at the time I was like I would drive, but I didn't have my license, and I think your mom knew, but it was too risky for me like to park in front of her house, pick her up, and take her. So her mom would take her, and I'll meet her there, and then like after like she'll call her mom back
like
again.
that.
Yeah, her mom would pick her up again.
Like literally our first years of being together, it was like literally. That's why I'm so happy now that like everything is not like that anymore, because it was like always like hiding. And I hated it so much. Like
the feeling, the adrenaline.
Yes. The adrenaline rush was always there, and always like, oh my gosh, my dad's gonna find out. Oh my gosh, did anybody see us? One time, this one lady from my elementary school saw us. Like Ricardo had me in his shoulders. Like we were walking, and he had me on your shoulders, and I saw her driving by and see me, and I was like, get me down. And so like she told my mom. This was before my mom knew, but like. The whole time I had that in my head replaying every single time. Like, what if somebody that knows my dad tells my dad? Like, I was always just so scared and paranoid.
And I feel like it's always worse when they find out by someone else.
Yes,
because the confrontation is like, holy shit.
Exactly,
Good thing we're having a boy, babe, because that's how you would be. You would be hiding it from me.
Probably because I feel like when you think about it, it's true. Like the moms are a little bit more lenient because my mom knew about Jonathan instantly, right? Like I would say I never hid it from her because I told my mom everything. Like she knew everything. Yeah. But she did hide it from my dad for a long time, you know? So it's like we try to say that we're not going to be strict, but when you think about it, like am I going to pick my daughter over Jonathan and be like, yeah, like you can go, but don't tell your dad?
Hopefully
but it's
not.
like, yeah, hopefully not, because I want us to have an honest relationship, but also I don't want to deal with the consequences where he's like really like now that's gonna drive a wedge between our parenting and it's gonna be bad. But I feel like it is, because even for the first couple years of us too, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was as hard as you, like nothing compared, but it was kind of a little bit of sneaking around, I would say, around my dad.
Oh yeah.
But his parents have always been cool. Like,
you guys never like got caught like together or anything like that?
No.
I think the only times where like it was bad, it was when we started breaking up. Because we would break up, hacíamos un show, my mom knew, and then like hanging out again. Yeah. That's when I was like kind of hard, because my mom was like, well, are you gonna go with your friends or are you gonna go see Jonathan? Yeah. But like obviously they're not dumb, you know, like my mom knew I was gonna go see Jonathan.
Yeah. The first time me and Ricardo broke up, my mom didn't even know like we had been dating, and I remember like I was so like heartbroken and everything, and I was in the car, and then she was like, why are you? Oh, she asked me if I wanted Starbucks, and I was like, no, and I never say no.
Oh no,
not the Starbucks.
And she was like, ¿Qué tienes? Porque estás tan tristes? Like, did you break up with? And she said something that we had like that she called you. I don't remember what.
Yeah, they
like,
called me.
Did you break up with? Not that. She called you like something else, like the neighbor or whatever. And I was like, I started crying. Oh, I literally started crying. And I was like, my mom, like, how the heck did she like even say that? Like, how does she know?
Exactly, because moms are not dumb.
Bro, my mom knew the day I lost my virginity without telling her nothing. Yeah, she confronted me in the car the next day. She's like, "¿Por qué lo hiciste?" And I was like,
you're like, and I
was like, what the fuck?
What the heck?
But yeah, like moms know everything, and it's kind of true when they say like you can see when like a girl loses her virginity, like the sparkle. What is it called?
Yeah, the
virginity glow.
Yeah, the glow.
Not just the girl. I mean like people in general. Yeah. But the question I had, because this has always intrigued me, how was dating all throughout high school? Like, because we didn't have to go through that. So is it like cooler or worse? Like, picture Edith had gone to a different high school. Would you think would it have been easier or harder? Because the way I see it, bro, like I don't see myself in the same classroom as her taking math.
Well,
that would be so embarrassing.
We never had any classes together again after 7th grade.
Yeah. Really?
Like 8th grade, 9th, like from 7th grade on.
8th grade on.
Oh, 8th grade on, we never had a class again.
I applied for honors my 7th grade year. And then 8th grade, I joined the program. So then after that, I only had honors, AP classes.
So that's how it would have been with us.
Yeah.
Because you had all AP classes. And I was a dummy,
but
I
like hallways, cat lunch.
No, yeah, we always saw each other.
They're
like,
just
you would
1
pick
year.
me up. You would find a way to like pick me up after every class, take me to every class during lunch.
Cringe.
We like most years we had lunch together.
It's just 1 year that we didn't. It was our sophomore year that we
and it
didn't.
was the year
Yeah,
before.
she
Oh, that
was
wasn't
so
the same
mad.
time.
She was so mad though.
Yeah.
She was really mad. She's
Why?
like,
Because
I need
No,
you to-
I was mad because I asked him to like talk to his
My counselor.
and he didn't want to.
Yeah.
Damn, Ricardo.
But then I did it my junior year. No, it was our senior year. We were gonna get different lunches, and she like, if you don't go to your counselors, we're gonna break
I was
up.
like,
Oh, shit.
I was like, we can't do this again. Like that year was so tough. We had
It
to
was.
clean up that year.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
it makes sense because that's the only time you saw
Yeah.
him.
That was like the
exactly.
longest period of
Like,
time
the
we would
only
see
time
each
we,
other.
like,
Yeah.
had time to like talk to each other.
Yeah, and I feel like with Jonathan and I, we knew like the weekend got here, we were gonna see each other.
Yeah.
So it was really hard, but it's like it was just normal for us to be like so excited for the weekend because we were gonna hang out at least one day of the weekend, you know.
Yeah.
I couldn't even wait till the weekend. I had to run to her house,
Dang.
Yeah, he
And
would run to
at-
my house at 1 a.m.
and we would speak through the window, like
Yeah.
through the window, like
Wait,
the
why?
screen.
Because first of all, so my parents wouldn't know, and
Yeah.
so his parents wouldn't know, and I feel like your parents were always a little bit more lenient about letting you go.
But
out.
they wouldn't let me out at 1 in the
No,
morning.
I know, but like my parents weren't. Like if I got home from school, I couldn't be like, "Hey, can I go hang out with Jonathan?"
Oh, they wouldn't let you.
No,
I
like,
wouldn't
it'd be
listen
on the
to
weekend.
them. My parents would be like, "You can't go." I'll be like, "Well."
Dude,
And then the filter where they
It
disappear.
was funny because sometimes his brothers would rat him out and be like, "Well, mi mamá no lo
Wow.
dejó," and I'm like, "Damn."
Yeah, I like
you
that.
would go out with your brothers?
When?
No,
Or,
no. Like he
after.
wouldn't go out with them, but like I would like come over sometimes, and then I would talk to him about something like, "Sí, mi mamá no lo dejó," you know, like something
Yeah,
like
my
that.
brothers were just
But
like.
they were like so cute, so I thought it was funny. But
was there ever a point where you almost got caught like talking through Blanca through the window?
no, never.
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 Because so picture this: I live in a trailer, right? So
Uh-huh.
it's like this long, right? And my
Uh-huh.
room is like over there. It's the very first window,
Oh,
and
okay.
it pasas, and it's the bathroom, my brother's room, the living room, the kitchen, and then my parents'
So it was like totally on the
yeah,
opposite side.
so
Oh,
like
okay.
there was no way. My brother was a really deep sleeper, and so there was no way anybody could hear us.
Oh, okay.
So picture a rectangle. Her parents on one side,
And the parents on the
Yeah,
okay.
so it was like
and the window to the street was her room. So her parents
Oh,
was
so-
like the backyard.
Oh,
if
so
that
it was
makes
just
sense.
perfect for you guys then.
yeah, I think it started getting a little like freaky when I started sneaking out to see him,
Mm.
but that was only a couple times. Cause
And even freakier when I would sleep in the closet
Oh, what?
and wait for her parents to fall asleep.
This is a Edith and Ricardo podcast, babe.
Whoa.
Spill the beans, spill the beans.
I will leave that for another time.
Oh,
Time.
damn.
But
Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna say nothing.
you haven't lived with Ricardo until you hear her dad walk into the room and you're in the closet.
Been there.
Naked.
Been there. No,
Oh,
not
shit.
naked. Not naked.
Oh.
Though, not naked. But
Oh
there
my
was
gosh.
one time where her
That was so
parents got
scary.
where her parents got there and I was like in
We were in mid act.
yeah
Oh.
we were doing the deed.
No way.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
what
so you
happened?
thought you were home alone. He came. You thought they came home sooner than you
Yes.
thought?
Yes.
Hey, what happened?
And I was, because I had my parents' location, my mom's location on my phone. Like, we always share our location.
You walked. Wait, let me get the picture because I'm trying to paint a picture. You
Yeah,
had
'cause they
walked
lived
there.
to- they
No
lived-
car outside.
No car. No,
Okay.
no. Whenever I would go over, definitely walk. I
Yeah.
cannot imagine if I would have left my car there.
No,
They would have
pues, yeah.
definitely.
Okay,
I
then.
screwed.
And then I checked my parents' location. Or did I? No.
No, we didn't. We checked it before the deed.
Yes.
And we're like,
Ooh.
okay, they're
have
they're
time.
far. We have time.
have
Like we
time.
could just do it like a quickie. So I literally sprinted from my house to hers, gone on through the side because at the time they have ring and they still have ring.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I would have to go through the side
Damn.
gate, from the side gate through the side door, from the side door, run across the room.
And I
And
think
it
we
was
got
just-
a notification, right?
Yeah, we got a
Like,
notification.
there was somebody at our front door.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a notification. We freaked out. Like,
I was like, what are we going to do? Because-
yes.
Because my dad always like goes to the back to like put his herramientas or so I was like, we can't go through the front because my mom's gonna be right there like in the
And the camera's also gonna see.
yeah, and I was like, you can't go through the back
'Cause my
because
dad might be
dad's
there.
gonna be back there, and I was literally about to cry.
Yeah, like she didn't know what to do, and like since
What
we
ended
heard
up
that,
happening?
since she heard the ring, like she just said, go to the closet, just wait there. She went outside. She went to go see what was going. You want to go see what was going on to see whether your dad was doing like anything in the front or anything. So I think they were in the
I remember.
garage.
No, babe, they came back in and they got in the room and I was like, get
Oh
out
my
right
gosh,
now.
yes! I was in the closet and they went in the house while I was
Yes,
in the closet.
yes.
and they went to their room and they closed it. Within that little bit of time that they went in the room, she opened it. She's like, "Get the fuck out!" So I got out of the car, and I still had my shirt in my hand. I was shirtless. So I had barely put it on my jeans. I almost left my sandal, one of my sandals. So I got out.
I think that was the time too that you had like left the wrapper there, and I was like,
yes, we left the wrapper there, bro. Yeah, so like she's like, "Get out." So like I was about to leave. I'm like, my sandal. So I go back, get my sandal, and I ran through. I was thinking about going through the front door, but I think I'm like the ring. So I went through the side, got out. I sprinted. I didn't care if they saw me or not. I sprinted home, and like I got home. I'm like, "Did they find out?" They're like, "No, but you left the wrapper out." And I'm like,
"What about the ring?" When you
no, he went through the side gate.
Yeah, I went through the side gate.
It doesn't get the side gate.
Yeah.
Oh my
babe,
God.
that's the new generation problems we didn't have to go through.
The ring.
The
That's
ring.
cool though, huh? Because they're gonna have a ring everywhere. Like,
Security footage, yeah.
That's
yeah.
We never, like, our parents never had cameras. So imagine if they did, that would.
Yeah.
It's more intense. It's like out of a movie. I felt like
my heart
Jane,
was beating so freaking fast.
like she was.
I was like, it's over. Like, it's literally over because at this point, my dad didn't know.
Her dad did not. Yeah.
Okay, let's say he would have found out.
What do you think would have happened?
Dang,
I don't even know.
Like, what would have happened?
I don't even want to think about it.
Is your dad a scary looking guy?
No.
No.
No, he's not. He's not. But I feel like if that, I would have probably seen the ugly side of him.
Yeah,
You think he would have like beat you up or?
I don't think he would have beat me up. He would have
Nah.
probably kicked me out and somehow talked to Edith so we won't see each other ever again.
Got me in trouble and like never been able to.
Yeah, never be able to talk to each other again. Yeah.
Dude, the things we do for love, huh?
Right.
That shit's funny.
It ain't
Now we're
love,
married.
it's
And now we're married and live
horniness.
together.
Yeah, it is horniness. So now that we're talking about this, so you guys obviously only saw each other at school.
Yeah.
So when was your first time?
Babe.
What? I
kidding,
want
I
to
wanna
know.
know.
This is the thing. Because I think it's so funny how like everyone had to sneak around, like everybody, but you still found a way to do it, you know? So I'm like, when was the first time? If you're comfortable.
When was it?
You answer.
How old were we? I think we were 17.
Yeah. We waited a while.
Yeah.
Damn, like a long time.
Yes,
because we didn't get like the comfort of me letting him come into the house.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was too
right.
until that
You didn't
time.
have the
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah, we never had an
Because
opportunity.
honestly, I was kind of like scared all the time, and honestly, if it wouldn't have been for Natalie, I don't think it would have ever happened. Because one night, Natalie was hungry and my parents weren't home. My parents were like in Palm Springs, I think. They had gone for family members.
Okay.
So they were like an hour, 2 hours away, and Natalie was hungry and she knew that Ricardo had a car, and so then she was like, "Hey, tell Ricardo to bring us pizza." And I was like, "No, like I'm not gonna tell him to bring pizza." And she's like, "Yeah, if you tell him, I'll let him come in."
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay. That went from snitch to wingman.
The evolution.
We love to see her grow.
Yeah, literally,
But
like
for the pizza, for the Domino's.
Yeah,
see,
for the
we'll
pizza.
see.
Yeah. And so then he eventually did get the pizza and we came in. And do you even want to tell him what happened?
You tell him what happened.
Okay. So we get the pizza. No, we were all in the room together. Because did Natalie? No, Natalie was in the room with me because she was, supervising.
I think Nelly and Tito went with your parents. It was just you and Nat.
Oh,
And that was another
okay.
thing that was so hard of us being able to, because there was always somebody at the house. It was either Nat, Nelly, or Tito.
Yes.
And like Nelly and Tito at that stage were like, if you see something, that's straight to the parents.
Yeah.
And then Nat was getting to that stage of like, give me something and I won't
Like
snitch.
she had a boyfriend too, so it
Yeah.
was like,
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
I
you
have-
guys both had like black.
Yeah,
nails.
yeah.
yes, we
Okay.
did.
Yeah,
At
like
this
if-
point, when we were younger, like I didn't have anything against her.
Yeah.
But anyways, she was supervising in the room, whatever. We were like all three of us were in there, and then eventually the pizza got there. You ordered it with your card. That's what had happened with your credit card. You ordered it, and so then we got it delivered to the house. You paid for it, everything, and so then the person like.
So the car was pointless.
Yeah, it was.
So basically, damn.
because he eventually just said like, nah, like I want to go right now. Like I'll order
Oh,
it through my phone.
sheesh. Parents aren't home. Let's go.
But anyways, the pizza delivery guy gets there and he knocks on the door, and so then Natalie goes to pick it up. And when she goes, we close the door. We're like, "Hey, give us 20 minutes." We close the door and we locked it, right?
Oh, damn! You didn't despistado.
Like, she's out. Click.
She's out. Like we're gonna get her out at whatever
Yeah.
any cost. So then she was out, so we closed the door and we locked it. And so then she gave us like freaking you told her to give us 5 minutes, and she literally put an alarm in 5 minutes. She was knocking on the door.
Yeah, I heard the alarm.
Never mind, snitch.
So your first time was 5 minutes?
No. Well, what had happened was she was like knocking, and then we were like, no, like I think we were making out. We were just like making out.
Yeah.
Oh, the foreplay.
Yeah. And so then, she was like, yeah, and then we're like, oh, give us 5 more, whatever. Eventually, what happened is that
she totally forgot.
5 minutes turned into like 10 or 15 or 20, and then she ended up opening the door somehow, and we like I had my clothes off, I had my shirt off, you had like your pants off. We weren't like actually doing it yet.
Yeah.
We were about to. And we were,
okay.
And so then she walks in and goes like,
No way.
Trauma.
yeah, and then she just closed the door, and then we were like,
You kept.
I told Ricardo, I was like, I can't do it anymore. Like, bro, like I'm like
It turned you off.
off.
Yeah.
Like, ya no puedo. It's like, baby, come on, like, go to
Damn.
Cause like
You
how
whispering
like
in your ear?
like blue balls like what the fuck? Like how am I gonna go home and
Hey,
just be like?
that's not a thing, you know that, right? Blue balls isn't real.
Is it not a thing?
That kind of
No,
hurts.
it's-
though.
It kind of hurts.
I think it's emotional.
Yeah, I think it's emotional to the heart.
Hurts.
Yeah.
Oh
and
my
to the
god. So then after that you kept going.
He
Yeah.
got me back in the mood.
nerves. I got the
What did
touch.
Nat say? Nothing.
She didn't really say
don't
anything after.
remember
I think
what
she
She
just
never
kept.
stitched your
I
parents.
think she
No.
just kept the whole pizza and she called it a deal.
No, wait, did she? No, we had 2 pizzas. She gave us one afterwards.
Oh yeah.
After we were.
But she didn't like. You guys came out the room. And she was like,
Nah, I think she was in.
I don't even remember what happened afterwards. It's like
Yeah.
a blur to me. All
Oh
I
my
remember
God.
is that. I remember hearing like the door open and me turn around and she was there like.
I can't imagine like our siblings walking
but
in on.
good thing. Now I'm always like sad that I didn't have siblings my age. But then I'm like, fuck, never mind. That's
Yeah,
kinda
like
cool.
it's so funny like that she held things against you and then you held things
Yes,
against
we
her.
like blackmailed each other.
But also, it was a good thing that we weren't doing it. As
Yeah,
well. 'Cause
that
imagine
would-
if we were doing it, like
Imagine.
she would have caught us in the action.
That's trauma.
Yeah.
She
That.
would've
What
been
did you
trauma.
do when she opened the door and you were pantless?
I think
We were under the covers.
Oh.
So we're under the covers. So we just like I just covered myself. I'm
Babe,
like,
were we under the covers?
yes, we were under the covers.
I remember you having like your shorts a little bit down and then like you had my shirt up.
Yeah, but then we like grabbed the blanket and we
I
just
don't
put it on top. As soon as, because I think I heard like the door like when it wobbles, and then I'm
Yeah.
all like,
I was like,
You
Yeah.
pretend you're dead.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that is so funny, freaking Nat.
it was bad.
Yeah, I could say that I seen that girl. Like,
Well, yeah.
Nat was so little when we first started dating, and it's just like, it's crazy.
Yeah, she was so
no wonder
young.
you
She
guys
was
get
so young.
along.
Yeah,
good,
that
you know?
that's what we get so
Yeah,
along.
especially like Nelly too. Like Nelly,
Nelly.
met Ricardo when she was really young, so she sees Ricardo like a brother. Basically,
Yeah,
they're always
because he's
messing
always
around.
there.
They're always
Yeah.
And if we're going to that, Tito was like on a whole
Tito
nother
for
little
sure,
kid.
yeah.
Like I've seen him grow.
Yeah.
Oh,
How
So
old was
it's-
Tito when you first started?
How old was Tito? Like when the first communion when he seen
I was
us,
17, so he was
like 5, 6,
no, like probably like 4.
4.
Oh, he
And how old
was
is he now?
young.
He's 8. He just turned 8.
Wow.
He's so young still.
He was also a snitch though.
Oh, well, you can't blame little
Yeah.
kids though. Like that's
Yeah.
just.
No,
Yeah, you
remember
can,
remember that one time he snitched on us? for
Yeah,
kissing?
we went to I think it was the first time we took them out like together.
Yeah, my parents didn't let us go out. Okay, when my dad knew, he let us go out, but then he was like, "You have to like
Take the kids."
Edward and Nelly."
Yeah.
Oh damn.
So we took him out and like we totally forgot because Nelly was not like the snitch like anymore as much, but like Tito was like right in the middle
was
and we
really-
totally
well,
forgot
Yeah.
and we just kissed like right in front of him and we told him, Tito, don't tell your dad. And as soon as they get home, Edith texts me, he told my dad, and I'm all like, fuck.
But I mean, your dad already knew, so it's like.
He did, but also he was like,
He was more upset that we did it in front of them.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, so just like, oh.
Freaking Tito. You're gonna have such funny stories to tell them when they grow up. Like you were a
Yes.
snitch.
yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say your love languages? Do you guys know the 5 languages of love?
Remind them to me, please.
Like, what is it? Physical, gifts, acts of service, verbal, or
Words of affirmation.
words of affirmation. Like, what is it like?
Quality time.
Or quality.
So how do you like to be loved? Like
Yeah.
what do you like Ricardo to do?
Probably quality time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, yeah, she was over here threatening for the lunchtime.
Seriously.
Yeah. I think it's just because we only had such a small amount of time when we were like growing up. So now like that all the time we have now, we just appreciate it so much more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like just
Maybe.
maybe. I think it's just like the quality time is just where we're so like thankful.
Wait, do you
we have
think
all the
yours
time.
is that too?
I think it's that too.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
That's good. So you guys don't think it's that hard to like feel loved? Like you feel loved by her all the time?
Yes,
Oh,
Definitely.
that's so good.
definitely.
Oh, cringe. That's so funny. I don't think I've ever met a couple that has the same
No.
love language.
Or quality of time.
Well, yeah, but like
Honestly, I feel like yours is even more quality than me. Like, you never get tired of me.
Mm-mm.
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Can't relate. When do you get
I
tired of
wish
me?
yours was quality time.
It is. You literally want to play video games for 5 hours at night.
Yeah, what are your
I
guys'?
think mine now is quality time only because he finessed me. Like,
Oh.
he never, ever played video games, right?
Uh-huh.
He told you guys that. And when quarantine happened and he didn't, like, I thought that's when you would pick up video games.
Yeah.
He never picked up video games. So I was used to him getting home from work and we would just lay down, cuddle, and watch our shows, right? So it was like that. And then, like, slowly he started getting into, like, playing video games. And, like, slowly he would sneak out of the room. Yeah, like, I would see him less and less and less. And now, like, I don't see him at all at night, you know? So I feel like now it's quality time.
Man.
Yeah.
Because he literally spends, like, 5 hours playing video games at night, you know?
But then we spend all day together.
No, but this is always an argument because it's not quality time.
Yeah.
Like, living together
Eating
isn't
breakfast
quality
together
time.
isn't quality time?
No, it's not. I think quality time is, like, being cuddled together, watching something.
So yours is, I
like.
think, physical because you need me to be cuddling you.
No, but that's quality time. It's like, I guess both.
But for me, quality time's eating breakfast with you and talking.
That's not quality though, because you don't talk to me when you eat.
I've heard a podcast before about people talking about that, where like guys have feel it different than women do.
Yeah.
Like us watching TV and you being on your phone, we consider that quality time
Yeah.
because we're in the same room.
Yes.
And like to you guys, it's like a whole different thing. Is like cuddling, like cooking together. That's quality time. But like for us, it's like we're sitting in the same room. That's our quality time.
Right.
So it just, I guess, it's just a different people type of thing. 'Cause I low key feel like the same way. Like sometimes like I'll be editing and she'll be like editing. I kind of feel like we're quality time, but also at the same time like we're not talking.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
like I understand where you're coming from, but then like also like we have like our own kind of way. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it.
Definitely. Yeah, it is hard. I feel like that's the hardest time. So I would say that's my love language now.
Mm-hmm.
And what's yours?
Same.
What?
No, mine is I don't know, babe.
Physical touch.
No, I used to be. I used to
be physical touch.
Now
right?
So she can't go up to you and touch your nipple and like, like it.
Before she would touch my hand, like we would grab hands, like, and I would get horny. But, but now, baby, I would say, I think acts of service.
Yeah.
Like when she like goes to the store and brings me something, I'll be like, oh, like that was cute.
Thank you.
Like without me asking.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah,
But I feel like
likes that too.
like everything changes when you move in together.
Yes,
you know?
that's what I was about to say. Like it probably evolves in like whatever stage of your relationship you're in as well.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we were living together, it was like touch because we didn't touch each
Yeah.
other that
Yes,
much.
yes,
and now we live together. We literally sleep together, like cuddle. You know, so it makes.
I think it just changes throughout time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. Yeah,
Mm.
that's our love language.
Cringe.
What?
Cringe. You want me to choose one?
Oh, damn, it's my first time seeing it.
This?
His tattoo.
Would you ever get Edith's name tattooed? Or something resembling Edith?
I would, but she doesn't like tattoos.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm like 50-50. Like I would, but then also like I wouldn't.
Hey, but my name probably is an exception.
all of a sudden,
On your neck.
under my mustache. Right here.
Have you seen the one where people get their like spouse's lips tattooed? And
Yeah,
then-
I don't like that.
Do
Would you
it.
do? Would you?
their eyes.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, like Belinda and Cristian Nodal.
Didn't he get like a whole face?
Oh, I don't know. I thought
that
it was
was
only
Lupillo,
her
I think.
eyes.
I don't think
Yeah, I
it was
think it
Christian. It was
was
Lupillo.
No, Cristian has her eyes on him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Damn.
I've never seen that before.
That girl has something,
Let me see if
dude.
For real.
Yeah.
What's the craziest place you guys have ever done it?
Not too crazy.
We don't really.
Nothing crazy yet?
Nothing
No.
crazy.
I was always really scared because, like, my parents didn't know. I was like, if I get caught, like,
It's
if
over.
I fucking go to jail or something. Like,
It's over for me.
like,
So just the car, maybe?
No.
Not
You've
even?
never done it in a
never
car?
done it in a car.
I had a Sentra, so it was really small.
Oh,
so,
shit.
so I don't think it would be the best
What do you
place.
think is literally?
Well,
School?
no. I think the only
you guys
place.
did it in school.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
We didn't go to the same. Or
Oh,
else we
yeah.
would've.
I think the only place that we did it in at my grandparents' house, but the thing is, since we had 4 rooms,
Well,
Or on
we
the
also
floor.
did it on the floor because
the best
if
creatures.
Natalie was in the other room. We didn't want to because my room and her room
We're on the same wall.
wall. So then we
okay.
were like, okay, we don't want the bed to be hitting the wall. So then the floor. Floor
Yeah,
is
the
the
floor is-
craziest
yeah.
place.
Okay. You guys are, ¿cómo se dice that word? They're
What?
not like crazy. Like you wanted to get it in wherever. at any time.
Respectful.
Yeah, I would say respectful. Respectful to others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was just scared because I would always watch videos like, oh, like the cops caught me having sex in the car with my boyfriend.
Yeah, you can get registered like a
definitely.
That's why I was always so scared, and I was like, oh my gosh, my life is over.
Yeah, your life would be over, and your parents would know.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: did your parents ever find out that you guys had lost your virginities?
I just feel.
Wait, your parents?
Both.
Well, my parents they split when I was really young, so
your grandparents.
I live with my grandparents.
Okay.
So I feel like my grandparents.
They weren't into your business that?
They were never into my business. Like if I would go to eat stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm going to eat this. I'll be back later, and they'll be like, okay, just be careful. But her parents, her mom's not dumb.
But,
I feel like,
but I don't think they ever were like, oh yeah, like they're fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I don't think they would have been okay with it, especially because they're into the wait till marriage.
Yeah.
So if they would have ever found out, I feel like they would have probably confronted me.
Yeah. They would have probably told her something like.
But maybe they were like, maybe they are.
But I feel like también in your parents' eyes, maybe they're they think that you guys are, but they don't want to believe it, so they don't say anything.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Basically.
Probably.
Put it on the dot.
After you guys did it, the first time you guys talked about, you guys didn't talk about it after, you just kind of brushed it and kept doing it. It wasn't wow, babe.
Yeah, we talked about it.
When I got home.
The first times, even the first times, because we didn't have a lot of chances to do it the first time. We would do it and then a month later.
Oh,
yeah. So we're babe.
So then
I can't wait till next month.
So every time it was oh yeah, it was our first time again.
Yeah. Oh.
It was
yeah. Before. Wow. That's so freaking funny.
Yeah.
I feel like after we did it once, Jonathan wanted to do it every fucking day.
Well,
Why do you say Jonathan?
Because it was you.
Shut up. Ella venía con su laundry under her sweater.
Oh, what lingerie?
Your little bralettes and shit.
That last year's
Things that you wear. Yeah.
Okay, but when it's snowing outside, cold.
You have to wear a bralette regardless for your boobs.
No, you can wear.
Put a cute one on.
You've always worn sports bras.
I only had
just in
two.
case.
They match the
yeah,
bottom.
So I would just wear them because they were my going out,
Yo sabía que quería.
It was all Jonathan.
Oh.
He was a horn boy.
I think you were like that too at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's just nature, bro. We're little sperm-filled boys. All right, I think that's we're already an hour, I think.
All right, guys. Well, I hope that you enjoyed them spilling a little bit of beans out of their relationship. I feel like this was a really fun podcast, and I feel like I know them more too because I didn't know a lot about your parents being so strict. But it's funny to think about now, you guys are married and living together, but all the things that you had to go through to get here, that's. I feel like you're so appreciative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, guys, we filmed a couple videos for their channels as well, so we're gonna make sure you go check it out in the description. We're gonna link it. Go and show some support. Thank you guys so much for coming all the way from Cali.
Yes.
It was such a last minute thing. You guys were down, no ifs, buts, or whats. You just came.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming here, and I mean we feel so special because you guys literally bought tickets to come see us. That's crazy. But thank you guys for coming and being on our podcast and our couples channel and my channel and everything. So.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, guys, hope you're having a happy Friday. Make it a good one, whether you're going to work or school. We like to end the podcast here, guys, with a little, what is your life motto? What do you, that phrase you would get tattooed on your forehead type of thing, that gets you going or.
You wake up and you think about this, you're I have to have a good day today. What?
Or just a little cliche phrase, that just
probably what I said earlier about how everything happens for a reason. I always like to remind myself.
I hate to say me too, but it's just we've basically grown by that.
We always say it together too because whenever anything happens, we're babe, it's gonna be okay. Everything happens for a reason. And we say it to each other together.
Yes, it's just that's our thing that we've since
because I feel that keeps life spicy. Things happen for a reason.
So if you want to do something, okay, if whatever happens, it happens.
Yeah. And even if it's good or bad.
Exactly.
Good or bad, yes.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here. Well, you heard it. Well, you heard it here, folks, guys. If your manager's being mean to you or just being a bitch, tell him to fuck off. And if he fires you, everything happens for a reason.
You might get a better job.
Blame EDITH and Ricardo.
No, don't do that.
We love you guys. Have a happy Friday.
And we'll see you next time.
Later.
Bye.